What's up, Nosegate family? It's your boy Tom here, and I've got 3 hybrid mixers in front of me, and today we're going to do a little comparison and look at them for you. Not only am I a contributor for Nosegate, but I'm also an audio engineer, music producer, and product specialist for Harman and Tascam. So this kind of technology is very close to my heart, both personally and professionally. So I jumped at the opportunity to review these desks. A little background for you guys regarding the never-ending analog versus digital debate. Most audio engineers will tell you that analog gear imparts a certain quality to your audio that digital just can't quite attain. That being said, both paradigms do have their strengths. In the digital realm, you can easily save and recall presets and use powerful and versatile effects, whilst analog provides a warmth and realness that people love. As digital processing has become rather fast and transparent, it was inevitable that both analog and digital worlds would come together. Here we have the Zoom L-20, the Tascam Model 24, and the Korg MW-2408. Let's have a look at how these mixers combine that technology into their design. The Tascam has 12 mono channels, 5 stereo channels, 16 built-in digital effects, 7-band graphic EQ, 1 subgroup, 2 aux groups, 1 knob compression for the mono channels and 3-band EQ per channel, and phantom power to all channels. It records to SD and works as a USB multi-track interface, good for studio and impromptu recording sessions. My favourite trick that the Model 24 can perform is recording to the SD card, printing the recordings through the compressor, EQ and effects into your DAW through a separate interface, and having no change to the original recording. This means you can really fine-tune your EQ and compression settings to get the best sound, and your raw recording remains untouched for later processing and production. The Model 24 also has a dedicated Bluetooth channel, which is really handy for podcasters. You can conduct interviews via direct telephone hookups without loss of quality, and for live venues or events, you can play music off mobiles to the front of house between performances without giving up a precious input. The Korg Soundlink series was designed by legends Peter Watts and Greg Mackey. It was surprising to find that such a small format mixer shared so much with the Trident series of consoles designed by Peter Watts. Those of you who know Mackie mixers will notice quite quickly that the Soundlink series has a similar look. Even the manual looks the same and has some good jokes in there, so you should definitely check it out. The MW-2408 has 8 mono channels, 8 stereo channels, 20 built-in digital effects, 4 calibration effects, a programmable digital graphic EQ, 4 stereo subgroups, 4 mute groups, 1 knob compressor for the first 8 mono channels, a 3-band EQ with sweepable mid for each channel, and like the Model 24, the phantom power goes only on or off across the whole board. So far, the MW-2408 seems rather similar to the Model 24, however the MW does have some features that sets it apart from the Tascam. The first key feature that the MW-2408 has is the 4 stereo subgroups with individual outputs. This gives a large amount of options in terms of routing and means that outboard gear can be introduced to the chain before heading out to your interface in a recording situation. For example, if you want to add a hardware compressor like an LA2A to your chain after the desk and before your interface. The subgroup outputs also lend themselves to a live performance situation, allowing the engineer to really customize the front of house and fold back mixes. This is different to the Tascam as you don't have the SD card to record option, but you have more choices for routing your channels. This allows you to record using the MW-2408, albeit in a different way to the Model 24. The mute groups are another feature seldom found on small format desks. They are easily programmable so they can be set up on the fly and allow for quick and easy muting of instruments during live performances. The one feature I haven't seen on any other mixer of this size that is present on the 2408 is the programmable digital graphic EQ and calibration effects, such as a pink and white noise generator and a 1 kHz sine tone generator. This graphic EQ allows you to change the frequency of each of the bands independently, allowing for surgical removal of feedback and unwanted frequencies, and the calibration effects means you can tune your system without needing an external noise generator. A built-in spectral analyzer also helps to visualize these problematic frequencies, making it easier to tune the room when using the 2408. All of this information is displayed on the MW-2408's nice large backlit screen, which is easily read without the need to bend down or squint. Now let's have a look at our final mixer, the Zoom L-20. The L-20 comes with 16 mono inputs and 2 stereo inputs. Like the Tascam and the Korg, each channel has a 3-band graphic EQ, FX sends, and compression. It also records to an SD card like the Tascam. Unlike the previous two desks, the Zoom has a phase inverter on each channel and the Phantom is spread out across 4 separate groups, allowing condenser and ribbon microphones to be used at the same time. The Zoom also has 6 headphone outputs plus 1 dedicated headphone output for the engineer, so multiple people can have their own headphones. For example, you, the director, the boom operator, and the sound mixer. The Zoom also has 2 separate digital effects engines. Each engine has 8 unique effects, and having 2 means 2 separate effects can be used at one time, giving more control over shaping the sound. The Zoom would be great for orchestral recordings, live recording, and anywhere where multiple headphone sends are required. Now I know what you're thinking. It's all good and well that I've sat here and I've told you about all the features and bells and whistles of these desks, but how do they sound? I've used all 3 of these desks in a professional capacity, so I can tell you. The Tascam's preamps are warm and punchy, the Korg's preamps are quite bright and sparkly, and the Zoom's pre's are natural and transparent. There are other hybrid mixers we should mention, such as the Behringer Xenix, Soundcraft Signature Series, and PreSonus Studio Live. Whilst these mixers have some great features and apply across many different applications, it is hard to separate them. In my opinion, the Model 24 would be great in the studio, as it functions as a multi-track USB interface. It would also work well in a live application, as it does have a handy 7-band graphic EQ and sub and auxiliary outputs. The Korg would be fantastic in a live application with its mute groups, subgroup outs, programmable digital graphic EQ, and spectral analyzer. The Zoom would work well in any multi-instrumentalist application with its multiple headphone outs and SD card recording. Is there a standout? That's very difficult for me to decide, as the Korg and the Tascam come very close to one another. If I was in the studio, I would reach for the Tascam, but if I was in a live venue, I would definitely grab the Korg. But of course, both would work in either application. As always, everyone has their own opinion, so don't forget to get out there and check out these desks for yourself. Thanks for watching, don't forget to subscribe and smash that like button for me.